Hello, hello. May God bless you. May prosper you this day. My name is Rick, and I am the cryptocurrency Watchman. Okay, guys, we're going to take a look at an ICO that is getting ready to launch. It is called We Insure Me. It's a very interesting project, very unique, out of the box thinking, and different from anything else that you're seeing as far as many of the ICOs that are coming out. We know that we see a lot of copycat ICOs. It seems like one person comes up with an idea and you see 20 more spring up behind them claiming that they were the first, and we're seeing a lot of that. So I always look out for the ones that kind of stick out, and this one definitely stuck out. I was able to contact a Mr. JP Jans van Vuren. He is the founder and CEO of We Insure Me, and he agreed to do an interview with me. So I'm going to start out with an interview with Mr. JP, and then we're going to do a review of the company afterwards. Basically, We Insure Me is a members-only controlled alternative insurance company. So enjoy the interview and the video, and send me your comments, and let me know what you think.
Here we go.
Okay, let's go ahead and just start over from the beginning. Okay. Hello, my name is Rick, and I am the cryptocurrency Watchman. Okay, we're here today with Mr. JP Jans van Vuren with a new company that is launching, along with a new token that is launching with an ICO called We Insure Me. The coin acronym, or the token acronym, would be WIM. The best way that I can describe them would be a member-controlled alternative insurance company on the blockchain.
You've got it, Rick. That's exactly what it is.
Fantastic. Okay. Thank you so much, JP, for giving me your time today. Let's start with the first question. In your own words, how would you explain the primary function of We Insure Me?
Well, We Insure Me will be a platform that will be created around an ERC20 token on the Ethereum blockchain, which will allow people to insure themselves using the Ethereum blockchain. Mm-hmm. We will use the VIM token, the VIM coin, whatever you want to call it, as the medium of payment. Mm-hmm. We've created 950 million tokens that will go on a token sale mid next month, and we are going to sell these tokens for the token price has been set at as 5 American cents per token. And I expect that when we launch this platform, that the value of this token would definitely increase.
Fantastic. Okay. Why did you decide to start We Insure Me and the system?
You know, Rick, me and my wife went to Thailand last year. And before we went, we actually installed an alarm system at our house, cameras, everything. Mm-hmm. And while we were there on Fifi Island, I think, they let us know that someone broke into our house. Yeah. We came back, sure enough, a few things were stolen, and we had it all on camera. And because of some technical issue, the insurance company refused to pay out, right? And it wasn't my first run-in with insurance companies and the way that they play the game, because they don't tell you the game that they're playing. My wife were involved in a car accident, and she's been paying that insurance for I don't know how long, and they also refused to pay out because of some technical issue. So they've adopted a strange policy, these insurance companies, and it is delay, deny, defend. First they delay your claim, then they deny it, and then they defend it. And they've realized that they can make much more money doing this than paying out actual claims. So this is why I started the company. It is something personal for me. It's something close to the heart. And I think of all the ICOs out there, this one should have happened already. The insurance industry is a major centralized industry. They take huge profits, And I believe that if we design the system correctly, that we can all save money, and that the blockchain community would be able to insure themselves. And I think this is a big step for cryptocurrency. This will be a big step for cryptocurrency and for actual new recruits. If I go to someone who knows nothing about cryptocurrencies and I try to explain to him what cryptocurrencies are, they seem to be, they don't really understand the concept. Mm-hmm. But if I can go and I can say, listen, my insurance company didn't pay out the claim, but you know what? I had backup from my fellow Kryptonians, mm-hmm. And they actually paid me. Then we would attract more people into the cryptocurrency world. And I think this can only be a good thing for the industry, as a whole.
Absolutely, yeah. There's so much corruption. When you're talking big money, you're talking big corruption, and that seems to be the way that things go. You get these CEOs that really don't care. All they care about, the bottom line, is lining their own pockets and the pockets of their investors. When it comes down to it.
Yeah.
And we know how out of control many of the insurance companies have gotten. I'm actually from New Orleans, and I experienced Hurricane Katrina and the way the insurance companies handle people, and I just heard one horror story after another dealing with these people, and so the idea.
These guys. These guys are losing money, and you know what? The weather is changing. It's only going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. Okay. You see lately what's been happening with the hurricanes, the floods all over the world. Insurance premiums are going to go up. More claims are going to be turned down, and more people on the street are going to be left with no backup whatsoever.
That's right. Absolutely. So for right now, your insurance is strictly vehicle insurance to start out with. Does your insurance cover all types of vehicles, such as commercial vehicles, tractor trailers, motorcycles, motorhomes, things like that?
Rick, depending on the member base, right? We'll have an algorithm that we are working on that will decide what is the maximum payout that the system allows, okay? So if you say you drive a Ferrari, all right, which is worth a lot of money, and you get into an accident, it's insured through the Insure Me system, but the system says, listen, the maximum that we can allow, payout that we can allow is $10,000 at the moment, okay? Because remember, you need to go from point A to point B. That's it. We are not here to say, listen, we are going to insure your lavish lifestyle with Ferraris and boats and this and that. We need to get you from point A to point B so that you can carry on and in a normal lifestyle. You understand? Mm-hmm. So based on the membership and the algorithm, the system will say, listen, okay, you've insured your car. It is worth $20,000. The system allows $10,000, and that's what will be approved by the system and the members. You understand? Yeah. If we won't leave you without wheels, but we will ensure that you can get from point A to point B in an honorable manner, a decent manner. You understand? Yeah. This is not the type of insurance where we replace the full value of your vehicle. You understand? Yeah. We insure you getting from point A to point B. Okay. So when it comes to commercial vehicles, if you look at conventional insurance, I don't know who's carrying who, because I insure my big commercial vehicle with the same insurance company that you insure your car. So who's subsidizing who? Is the car insurance then subsidizing the heavy duty insurance, or is it the other way around? And I tend to think it's the other way around. Yeah. So the insurance payouts will be the same for everyone, okay? Unless your car is worth less than the amount that the algorithm allows. Okay. Then we will pay out the value of the car, if that makes sense.
Okay, very good. Okay, is the coverage full service? Does it include roadside assistance and rental cars?
That's where we want to work towards. We want to work towards roadside assistance. What we want to do is we want to create partners all over the world that will accept the VIM token as payment, that can compete on the platform for the business. So, for instance, there will be an app developed that you will hold it on your phone. So the moment you're in a car crash, you will note that, listen, I'm in distress, I'm in a car crash. That will go out to the various members registered in that area, the recovery agents, and they will compete. They will have a 10-minute window where they can compete for the business. Right. And then we will send out the appropriate vehicle. And that way we will ensure that we are always paying the best prices for the recovery. Because remember, it's the blockchain community who's going to pay for the recovery. When it comes to car rentals, you know, car rentals is another industry that's sucking the lifeblood out of the insurance industry. You know, all these companies make a lot of money, and who's paying for it? The actual insurance guys, and that's why so many claims are getting turned down, because it's getting too expensive. So what we aim to do is, instead of renting you a car, we want to buy a car, and we want to collect a community of vehicles all around the world on standby in specific places, partners, that you can use until your claim is finalized. So in that way, once we've bought a vehicle, we know we don't have to rent it. We know where the vehicle is located. We've got GPS tracking on the vehicle, and we will allow you to use that vehicle until the claim is settled. But the claims won't take that long to settle. We've got a 72-hour period for the blockchain community to decide whether they are willing to pay a specific claim. That will be noted on everyone's profile, saying that, listen, 72% of the community said, we are willing to give this participant an X amount of money to cover a claim. If it's above 50%, the blockchain community will be instructed to pay. If it's less than 50%, obviously there's a reason why the community decided they don't want to pay. And they can then, they can write down their reasons for not paying, and we can then go and say, okay, listen, they've decided, the community decided they don't want to pay this claim because they think the value of the vehicle is too much. Right. They think that it might not be the same vehicle, you know? There'll be a lot of reasons why they would pay, and there will be a lot of reasons why they wouldn't pay. But we'll work on a 50-50. Above 50, we'll be instructed to pay. You know, below 50, the claim won't be paid. So it's not up to one person to decide, listen, we're going to help this member. It is up to the whole community.
Very good. And they could help to cut down on insurance fraud, things like that. You know, people,
exactly.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good. Do you eventually plan on adding life insurance, health insurance, dental insurance to your plan?
You know what? I was at the dentist. I was at the dentist yesterday. I had a root canal done here at the back. I spoke to the dentist about this point, and he was very interested. And I think what we will do initially, if the car insurance is a success, we will go in and do a life insurance. I think that will be our next step, because it is simpler than dental and health insurance. We'd look at that, and at a later stage, I don't want to run before I can walk. I'll take the one industry, we'll make it a success, we'll move on to the next one, we'll make it a success, and that's basically the plan. And one thing you've got to remember about the system is that, all right, my face is now the We Insure Me system at the moment, but this system is not going to have a head that can be chopped off and the whole system fails. Okay, the system will be run by the community. Major decisions will be made by the community, and what we'll have on the site, we will have an issue page. So if you've got an issue with something, you can log that issue. That issue will be reviewed by other members in the blockchain community. And if most of them decides that this is a big enough issue so that we can address them, we must make changes, then that will happen. We will make these changes, and it will definitely be a community-driven thing, because I believe that the blockchain community, especially, are honest people. That's why they are in the industry. They are fed up of the banks. They are fed up of the insurance companies. They are fed up with people stealing data. And I believe that most of us inherently are good human beings, and we want to take part in something that is fair.
Absolutely, amen. I like what you're saying. I like the way that it's personal, and you're right. There are a lot of good people who want to help people, and of course they're also looking for something that is apart from the regulation, apart from greedy people sitting at the top making decisions that really don't care about you, and you're right, fed up with the banks, fed up with the big corporations, fed up with the greed and the corruption and everything else. And that's really what the blockchain represents, is freedom from that in and of itself. And by adding things like insurance, especially in this manner where like you say, there's nobody sitting at the top. The members control the direction of the company. They control everything, and so that way there's no. It's all community driven. Everything is done. Basically through the vote, and no one is left out. Simply because people are greedy. It doesn't come down to one person and their greed. And all that. And I like it. Exactly. It's a fantastic idea that you have going on here. Absolutely. Can you explain the profile and scoring system?
Yeah, when you join the We Insure Me platform, you will be given a profile that is 100%. Okay, so as the system progresses and you are asked to make certain payouts, all right, that will be the payout that you've made on the system will be noted on your profile. So say for instance, in 1 year, you've been asked to make 100 payouts to various members, but you've only made 10% of the payouts. And the time comes for you to actually claim on a vehicle. Your fellow blockchain members would be able to see, listen, Rick, yeah, he's been a member. He's been asked to pay out 100 times. He only paid out 10 times. Does he really deserve to be paid? So your profile will be the gold in this system. If you protect your profile, other members will be able to see it, and if you've got 100% payout, then they will obviously be more inclined to help you in a time of need.
Absolutely.
So that's how the profile scoring works. if there is a legit reason for not paying out a claim, you can explain yourself on the profile. And if you really went against the community, as I said, the 50-50, above 50, above them, then you can explain yourself and your reasons why. Listen, I didn't pay out this claim because this and this and this and this. That was my reasons. And then people can then look at that and say, you know what, I'll give him 11 for that one. That's a legit reason. But what happened to all the others? You know, the other ones.
Right.
So that's how the profile system will work.
So if you know, for some reason, maybe somebody went through the hurricane, you know, maybe went through some kind of hardship, maybe lost their job, you know, like maybe even lost their home in the hurricane. We're not able to maybe make that payment for, you know, whatever period of time. The community can still vote and decide whether to cover whatever claim that they have, and it kind of creates a human factor, you know, instead of just, well, you didn't pay us, you're getting nothing kind of thing, you know.
And that's the one thing you don't get with conventional insurance companies. They seem to have lost the human factor. I mean, people make mistakes. It's a time of high stress. You need to give a recorded statement. They want this from you, that from you. They're waiting in the dark for all the smallest mistakes that you can say that they can then later actually use against you in not paying your claim. And they've definitely lost the human factor in the industry, and that's what we are addressing.
I love that. I really do. I really like that. I saw in your white paper that all members have access to all profiles, claims, and payouts. Can you expand a little bit?
Okay.
And
obviously,
do you foresee any issues with individuals who might be concerned about others being able to view their profiles, you know, as far as any kind of, you know, personal information being out there?
Obviously, there's always concerns that people will not want their information on a central server altogether, and everyone, you know, will have access to this. What we will use, and there's two options that we can use here, is either encryption technology, so that you fill in your details. The moment you press send, your details is encrypted. And if someone hasn't got the encryption key, they can't do nothing with the actual information should they obtain the information. Right. The other thing that we discussed this morning is something that I actually like a bit better. This was a suggestion from someone. What we'll do is we send you when you register your car, for instance, okay? We give you shapes, numbers of different sizes that you color in on the actual application, all right? So the idea behind it is we give you, say, you must choose 10 shapes and 10 numbers. You change them into different colors. You take this to a place that makes stickers, right? And they print this thing for you. You cut out these shapes and sizes, right? And you stick them in 3 different locations on your vehicle. You understand? You take a picture of that grouping and you load it on the system. When you claim, right, and the assessor gets to your vehicle, they take a picture of that grouping of stickers and numbers, all right? And we will correlate the two over each other, the picture you took by the picture the assessor took, and if it matches, we know that that vehicle is part of the Insure Me system. You understand?
Yes.
So by doing that, we don't have to have your name. We can verify that vehicle belongs to the Insure Me system. And with that, what we'll do is we'll tell you to take the engine number and your name, mix up the numbers with your name, and then send that to us as well. So what will happen now is the assessor will get to the vehicle. He will take a picture of the groupings. He will compare, because remember, if you stick on these stickers and numbers in a specific way, there's no way that you can duplicate it on another vehicle. Mm-hmm. Angles will be out, points of reference will be out. There's no way. It doesn't matter how precise you're trying to be. Right. So he will correlate that. If that matches, he will take your engine number and your name, and he will, that is scrambled in the system, and he will then say, okay, this number is there, this letter in the name is there. So if that correlates, we know that this is the owner of the car. This is the actual car that's been in the accident. And so this claim is legit. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely. It's a very, very clever idea, especially for those.
And by doing that, Rick, there's no racial profiling, there's no age profiling, nothing will happen. So you get instructed to pay a claim which is XRDABZ, what. Okay, you don't know if it's an old lady, a young man, you don't know nothing about it. So there's no profiling going on in the system whatsoever.
What a great idea.
That's the idea that we are playing around with. Nothing is set in concrete. There might be better ideas coming up, but at the moment, that's the kind of thing we're looking at.
Very good. I think it's brilliant. Very, very, very clever idea. Very clever. Your white paper state that your insurance is available to anyone, anywhere, anytime. What criteria must be met for coverage, and can you be turned down for coverage?
Right. First criteria is you must obviously have an internet connection with a Vim wallet with Vim coins. You must have that to take part in the system. Mm-hmm. Can insurance be turned down? No, it can't. The blockchain community decides, listen, who turns down and who they turn down and who they don't turn down. Right. It's not up to us. If I can't see why, say, a person would turn down any kind of insurance for any reason if the person's profile is maintained and he does what the community expects of him. Mm-hmm. Then I don't think there should be any reason why anyone should be denied this insurance.
Very good. Very good. I was reading in your white papers about your assessor's course. Can you explain the assessor's course, how to qualify, and what the potential payouts could be over time?
The assessor's course will be an online course that the community, and anyone can do the course, that the community will do in order for you to become a Vim assessor. It will teach you, what the steps are to do your assessment and before it gets submitted to the community. In other words, taking the picture, correlating the stickers, what are we going to call it? We haven't got a name for it yet, but making sure that the engine number matches all the letters of the person's name and the engine number is on there, and the various steps that they should take in order to give the community clarity so that they know, listen, what they can make an informed decision on whether they should pay or not. And then he'd also be allowed to express his own opinion, and people can make decisions from that. As for payments to the assessors, it will also be done through the community. We haven't discussed payments yet, That will come at a later stage. But let me tell you, if you do this course, it would definitely be worth your while.
Right. Yeah. It's and I like the fact that it will be members, right? Members only can become assessors.
Yeah. There's no outside. You know what the assessors actually does? They get paid a bonus for turning down a claim, for finding a reason not to pay. That's what's happening in the industry now. When they broke into my house, they came and they looked through every drawer, every closet. They wanted to see if I'm not hiding a television or jewelry somewhere, a reason so they can turn down the claim. And there will be no preferential payments going to any assessor that accepts or denies a claim. Nothing like that will happen.
Fantastic. And only members within the community can become assessors, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Right.
No outside members will be allowed. If you're a member, then you will be given the opportunity to become an assessor.
Right. Okay.
And the assessors, that will create a whole new industry. They will get paid in VIM coins. They will exchange their VIM on exchanges to make a living. So that will be a job creation within a blockchain system.
Right.
I think it's great.
Absolutely. Everything internal. I like that. With all the members paying on the claims, can you explain how the payments are determined as to who pays what percentage of each claim as they come about?
Okay, as I said before, that the algorithm will give us a maximum that the algorithm allows to pay per claim. Every member will be asked to pay the same amount on that claim. So if a claim is $10,000, we've got 100,000 people. Every member will pay towards that claim this exact same amount, to make it fair. The only issue that we might have is the gas price, because these amounts will be so small that in some instances the gas price might exceed the payment amount. And what we are thinking about is dividing the community up into groups that will say, okay, listen, the first 100 will pay this claim, the second 100 will pay that claim, the third 100 will pay that claim. In that way, we can all save on gas costs.
Okay. Let's say you have a group and there's one person that refuses to pay. Is the payment delayed, or does it stop the claim in any way?
No, it doesn't. If that person refuses to pay, the guy that receives the payment gets that amount less, okay, because this person decided he won't pay, but it's noted on the payee's profile. So it will come back to you sometime or another. The fact that you, and as I said before, your profile is gold. If the community, they've got an X amount of hours to decide whether they're going to pay or not. If the community decides, listen, more than 50% are willing to pay, then the order goes out saying the whole community needs to pay. If one of that community does not pay for any reason, that will be noted on his profile. And next time when he claims, that might count against him. Or if he's got a good enough reason why he didn't pay that claim, it might not count against him. It's all up to the community.
Okay. Can a member be permanently kicked off of the platform?
Can you be kicked off?
Yeah. Can you be moved off the platform?
If there's if you are abusing the platform and we realize that, listen, you are being abusive towards the platform, yes, you can be kicked off.
Okay.
From the platform.
Okay.
But in your profile, people will see, well, listen, this person claimed last week because we reversed into something, then he claimed again because of something, then he claimed again because of something. Something doesn't make sense here. Let's raise a flag. The flag will go to admin. Admin will look at this claimant, and we will block that account if the community decides that someone is abusing the system.
Right.
The community can block the person.
Okay. And because the community votes on it, then everything is done democratically and fairly. You know, there's no one person.
Exactly.
You know, if you don't like that person or whatever, then you know it's nothing personal. It all comes down.
No, nothing personal. Just can you see me well enough? Because the light just died. Can you see me well enough?
I can see you.
Okay, no, that's fine. All right.
Okay, so let's see. Can you explain the profit sharing system and how it will revolutionize all profit sharing systems, like it says in your white papers?
You know what? I've been involved in profit sharing systems since I was a little boy. I've been involved in Boltron. I've been involved in Clientele Life, and I've developed a system which is fair, which has got randomness built into it, where your position in the VIM system actually becomes like real estate that you will be able to sell in a time of need. There will be, I don't want to talk too much about it because people will copy it, but let me just say, I've never seen something like this. I know exactly what needs to happen with sharing system. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, most people will join We Insure Me for the profit sharing system, and they will use the money that they earn from that to buy cars which the system will insure. I can't say much more because, you know, there's a lot of competition. There might, a company might come along and steal this whole idea. But yeah, this profit sharing system is unlike what you've ever seen before.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's the reason why.
And it will allow people to earn a maximum of $10,000 US per month. We had to look at what do I need in any country to live comfortably. Okay. And we came up with a figure of $10,000 US per month that you would need to live comfortably. And that's why we based your maximum amount that you can earn in the system is $10,000 US per month. The money won't be paid out every month to you because there might be a random, there will be 2 random months and then 1 true month. On a true month, you earn what you're supposed to earn. On a random month, whatever you were supposed to earn will go out randomly to anyone in the matrix. So if I've just joined We Insure Me and it is a random month, I might get someone else's money that they were supposed to get. You understand? That's where the randomness in the system come in. If you can picture a Christmas tree with lights going on and off, that is the main concept behind the system, where I might get someone's money this month in the system, and that would really help a lot. So yeah, it's a revolutionary system. We know exactly what to do, where we're going with that. And let me tell you something, it will change a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
All over the world.
Very good. Very good. So with all that being said, what is the future vision of We Insure Me? I mean, if you had to sum it up.
We Insure Me wants to be the coin in insurance. any type of insurance. We'll start with car insurance. We'll move to life insurance. We will then, do the whole package. And we want something in the coin for everyone. That's our vision. We want to change the insurance industry. I believe that even if you don't join the VIM system, you in your insurance company, because they will start changing their practices, because they've got really something to compete with now.
That's great. So what would you say to somebody who may say it's a scam?
You know what? Like any founder of an ICO, I believe, have done before. When I started the system, I wanted to get a feel of how people would perceive this coin, how people would perceive the ICO, what would they think. And I went on a group on Facebook, and I posted the comment, "Have you seen the VIM coin? We Insure Me." And then that was my first post. And then 2 minutes later, someone writes, "Scam coin." They haven't, I don't even think they've been on the site, they've looked at the white paper, they know anything about the concept, and they already made up their mind that it's a scam coin.
Yeah.
So what I say to them is, you know what, I don't argue with idiots, because they'll just bring you down to their level and they'll beat you on experience.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
If you can't see that this coin, if you can't see that this coin is going to grow in value as soon as we launch the system, then I don't know what's wrong with you, actually. It's bound to grow.
I've talked to so many people who are launching new coins and new companies, and especially those who have an idea that is out of the ordinary. There's so many ICOs and companies coming out right now, and you're absolutely right about safeguarding your ideas right now until you launch, because there are many copycat companies. They see one person coming out with an idea, and then you'll see a dozen other people trying to come out with the same idea, calling it their own. Saying, "Oh, we're the world's first. We're the world's first." And that was actually one of the reasons why your project caught my eye, because it is unique. It is, it does stand alone. It is, it's something that we're not seeing, especially on the blockchain for that matter. And chances are, once you guys really get out there and get launched, we're going to see many of them trying to copycat, and come in, and many of them are going to try to scam people, because they'll take your information and everything else, and they'll say, no, this is us, send us money, and then people wind up getting scammed. So, but I've talked to so many people launching new companies, new coins, and no matter how legit they are, there's always somebody that comes and says it's a scam every single time.
It's a scam coin.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Every time.
It frustrates me, but as I say, I don't argue with them, because it's they'll beat you on experience. So I won't go down to them. That's it.
Right. Yeah. No matter what you're doing, there's always somebody who's going to be a naysayer, somebody who's going to try.
Exactly. And what I've realized is that the naysayers actually want to steer people away from a good ICO, because they are afraid that they are not going to get into the ICO. They're afraid that it's going to be so jammed and so busy that they are. And you'll see someone who's saying scam coin, and when I go on MailChimp, this person is registered. The name, the Gmail account is the same. Yeah. So it's a very you've got to make up your own mind. Don't listen to other people, because I tell you not to buy because I'm afraid that you're going to get in and I'm not going to get in, that's what's happening out there, you know. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so now I always bring this up. You know, whenever I talk to somebody about their blockchain that they're using, and of course, you are accepting Ethereum as payment for the WIM tokens. Now, these are dangerous waters that you're entering into. You're shaking up a multi-billion-dollar industry, you know, insurance industry. We're talking huge amounts of money being moved, and even more money being made than of course what's being paid out. Now we know that many of the elites are involved in the insurance company, you know. And we know that they don't like losing profits, and when they do, they don't take it lying down. And you stated in your white papers that you do expect the tax. Now, yeah. I believe that these tax are going to be a certainty. You know, they're going to happen. So I noticed that you know, since you are accepting Ethereum coins, then obviously you're on the Ethereum blockchain, like you stated earlier. Are there any concerns with the past hacking on the Ethereum blockchain, all the money that's been stolen, and what safeguards have you taken against any direct attack on your own servers?
You know what, Rick, of course, you know, the smart contracts are at risk as any other Ethereum-based contract is on the Ethereum network. However, the VIM contracts are built using Open Zeppelin framework, which is an open framework for reusable, secure smart contracts. It provides for extra layer of arbitration, which addresses the current known security flaws and is maintained and updated regularly. This is the answer that I got from my technical guy who actually programmed the smart contract. So yes, of course we are concerned, but would you go with a blockchain that had issues before, which is resolved or busy getting resolved, or would you go with a blockchain or a new ICO which claims that, you know, you'd be able to work on their blockchain, but it's not proven yet? Right. You understand? So I'd rather go with Ethereum because there is issues. We're working on the issues. Most of them are being resolved. But I think they've paid their school fees. And yeah, so it is at risk like any other ERC20 token. But is there a better option at this moment? I don't think so.
Okay. That's fairly sad. And that's completely understandable. Many people are using the Ethereum blockchain despite the past history and everything, and for the exact same reason that you're saying. You know, they are beefing up their security, the smart contracts involved with it, and everything else. You know, so yeah, that's it's a very many people are going with the Ethereum blockchain despite the past history of the hacking with it and everything. So yeah, it makes sense.
Should we go with a blockchain that has got no experience of being hacked? Right. I don't think so. Should we make the same mistakes all over again? Yeah. I don't think so. I think we use Ethereum. It's been hacked, but they've worked through it and they've paid their school fees. And I think the blockchain is actually just getting better and better every day.
Okay. Fantastic. Fair enough. All right. Concerning your ICO, you said the price has been set at 5 cents. Is the 10% bonus still in place?
Yes, still in place. It's written in the contract. What we've got a minimum that we want to reach of $5 million US. That's what we want to raise in the ICO. If we don't raise the 5 million, I'm not even going to waste my time in trying to start up this project. This is a huge project. The guys that will be working on this project, they don't come cheap. And the last thing I want to do is say, listen, guys, we got $1 million. We took the $1 million, but you know what? We're not quite there. I want to be able to have the freedom to do what needs to be done in order to make this a success. Yeah. When it comes to security on our servers, we haven't decided yet which route we're going to take. If we raise the maximum, which is about 30 million USD, if we raise the maximum, obviously we can put much more resources towards security than we could have if we raised only 5 million.
Right.
That being said, what we are having in mind is not futile at all. Whether we raise a 5 million or a 30 million, the system will be secure using various ways. And it's like asking how much water has the sea got in. You know, there's no definite answer. Security is something I believe that it's a journey. It's not a destination. There's new ways that hackers find out to hack your system every day. And if you don't evolve with that and block them actively every day while they are busy doing the hacking, then I believe you are fighting a lost cause. So there's no one solution that I can say, listen, Rick, we are going to do this, put a technical team in place. We'll look at the security issues, or we will use the cloud to host the application on the cloud and make use of the security protocols of big companies like Amazon. Amazon just opened an office in Cape Town. So yeah, we are going to go through the ICO. If it's a success, we'll see how much money we've raised. And based on that, we will make the correct decision for the security protocols that we will implement in the system.
Okay. And so what will be done with the unsold tokens?
Unsold tokens will go on ice for 10 years. Last thing that I want to do is have access to tokens, flood the market, and no investor, no ICO investor actually have a chance to make money because there's too many tokens going around. Right. So it will be frozen for 10 years. And after 10 years, we will decide, listen, we're going to burn the tokens. We're going to put it on ice for another 10 years, depending on how the system grows, how the liquidity is on the exchanges. Do we need more coins? Don't we need more coins? So that is what we will use to make our decision on. Okay. But initially, it will be frozen for 10 years.
Very good. Very good. I saw that you had stated that the We Insure Me token won't be listed on crypto exchanges until the system is launched. Why is that?
Have you ever taken part in an ICO and bought some coins that you thought you get really cheap, and then 2 weeks later on some exchange, you can buy that same coin for 80% less? Mm-hmm. That's the reason I don't want to list the coin, because I think it does an injustice to the actual people who bought from the ICO, mm-hmm. who believe in the ICO, and I'm here to protect them from losing money, from not getting the best deal that they can actually get. And what is the use in me listing the coin, but there's no platform, there's no demand for the coin yet? Right. To me, it just doesn't make sense. If the platform is there, and it is we list the coin on the exchanges, then the people that use the platform will be the customers. Remember, you are buying this coin. It's something that you want to buy if you're an investor, hold on to, and sell at a later stage at a profit. So you've got to ask yourself, listen, who's my customer? When you buy a coin, you've got to ask yourself, why is this coin likely to go up in value? And who is my customer? And if that answer is your customer is anyone who's joining a platform where the blockchain community can insure themselves, I think it's a good investment, and that's one of the reasons I don't believe that a coin should be listed before there is demand for the actual demand for the coin.
Okay, fair answer. Fair answer. Once the ICO sale is over and it's as successful as you believe it's going to be, and the coin is being used on the system, on the platform to to make payments and is being used, where do you see the value of the currency going? Where would you project it?
Rick, where do you see the value of this currency going? I mean, I don't know. I've got a feeling that this coin, conventional coins, if Bitcoin goes up, everything goes up. If Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down.
That's right.
Why this is, people might use Bitcoin as a benchmark. I think that this coin will, and I'm being bold in saying this, is going to be independent from what Bitcoin does. It's the community who's going to decide, listen, what the value of this coin is. I might be wrong, only time will tell. But yeah, I think once the man on the street that knows nothing about crypto realizes that, listen, I can insure myself, and he starts educating himself on crypto. Remember, what if we got 2% of the world knows about cryptocurrencies?
Yeah.
And people don't want to invest in cryptocurrencies. There's huge room for growth in crypto. So once the man on the street realizes that, listen, there's another way for me to, number one, make a living. Number two, insure my assets. They are going to become more interested in this currency, and they are going to buy it, and they are going to insure each other. And I think the value of this coin will grow tremendously.
Fantastic.
That's my honest opinion. But don't take it from me. I'm the founder of the movement. So
yeah.
It might be a bit biased.
A little
biased. Make up your own mind.
I understand. Yeah. And I completely agree with you. It's the fact that everything is tied to Bitcoin actually bothers me quite a bit. I talk about this from time to time. It's like, it's kind of like how all the other currencies that are tied to the dollar, are affected by the price of the dollar and everything else. And it seems it's manipulated, it's manipulation. And I know, and I've spoken about this, that there are certain coins that are going to break, that are going to set themselves apart from that kind of thing, and be the new standard, be the new norm, and stand alone as far as their own intrinsic value without being tied to Bitcoin.
Exactly. And I think this is the one. I think this is the coin that is not going to be linked. I think the sky's the limit for this coin. Definitely. The industry is huge. It's a multi-billion rand industry. People are losing money. The insurance companies are going to send us customers every time they decline insurance claim. Every time they say no, that person is going to be moved to the WIM system. That person is going to become a customer of the person who's holding the ICO token. And if people can't see that, then I don't know how I can make it simpler for them. This is a complicated, simple coin. That's basically it. I can explain this coin to anyone within 5 minutes. And like I did in the dentist, and he took the website down, he subscribed, and if it can make sense to a guy, to a dentist while he's working in my mouth, I mean, it could make sense.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so how can people find the Ethereum address for the pre-sale?
What we'll do is we'll email the addresses out on the day. I don't want to place it on the website because of security. People might, a hacker might, hack the site and change the address or make a similar site. So we will email it out. What you've got to remember is take the email address that we send to you and go and copy and paste it in Word in different font styles so that you can make sure that it's not an I instead of it's an I, it's an L. There's a lot of people out there that's gonna create a similar email address and send it out to hundreds of people on the day of the sale. So do that. Make sure that it comes from the email admin at reinsure.me.io. We haven't used that email address for any correspondence yet. Make sure that it comes from there. And then, as I said, copy and paste the email in different font styles. Make sure that the email is admin at reinsure.me.io. That's the one we will use to send out the address to. And if it's not from that address, don't send Ethereum to that address.
Okay. All right. So, what advice would you give to a potential investor who is looking to buy into an ICO today?
Who's your customer? You are buying something that you want to sell at a later stage, right? Who will be your customer? Who will buy that coin? Why is that coin likely to grow in value? It does not help you've got a coin that's not, I always say, a coin that's not working with a platform in solving a specific big issue. Why would anyone want to buy this coin? Except other investors that might think the coin go up. If you've got an actual customer that's going to buy that coin, the price will go up and you will make money. So who's going to be your customer? That is the question that you've got to ask yourself. I bought it, who's going to buy it off?
Fantastic. I really give a very unique idea. I know I've said that once before, but I'm going to say it again. It's a very unique idea. It is. I love the human factor, the personal factor involved in it. I like the fact that there's not one greedy guy sitting at the top making the final decisions on things. That it's community driven, and it's also the community that is going to drive the direction of the company, as far as adding on the different types of insurance that is going to grow the company, because that's the whole idea behind the blockchain in and of itself. And you're right, you're absolutely right when you say, I would say 2% is probably being generous as far as how many people actually know about the blockchain and about the currencies and what they really, really are. And of course, we know that, many of the elite and, many people out there, they don't want the general public knowing, these kind of things. That's why you hear JP Morgan saying it's a scam and all these other things. But yeah, then they turn around and they invest their own money back into Bitcoin, and they're hiring people to run the blockchain within the company when they said they're going to fire anybody who's involved. So it just goes to show.
You know what? The banking system is the biggest scam out there.
Yeah.
The other day, there's a guy called Tellinger. What's his name? Michael Tellinger. And you should look him up on YouTube. Did you know if I go to a bank and I apply for a loan, the bank don't have that money that they are going to lend you. They create a security, what do they call it? A liquid asset. With that form that you're filling in, big pack like this, they create a liquid asset that they sell on the markets. Then they use that money to pay. So they don't have the money to borrow you until you ask for the money. Then they create the money out of thin air.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I can tell you about the banking system.
Yeah.
But one thing that I teach my kids every morning, if you ask them one question. Who's not your friend? They will say the bank. Why? Say because the bank wants to steal your money.
That's right.
And I'm ingraining that in their psyche from, my kids are small, from a small age, that don't go to the bank for a loan. It's a big scam. If you really need something, wait for it. Wait for it. We've gone through many difficult times in human history without money. So there's no reason that you should buy that grand car right now. You can buy a cheaper car. And you don't have that stress per month, people phoning you. And
Absolutely.
the banks, they really don't care. All they care about is their bottom line.
That's right.
And the insurance companies as well.
And they're when you're talking about the banks, it's completely unsustainable, because eventually they have to fold in on themselves. Simply, if you just look at the derivative market alone, it's insane the amount of money that they have loaned out. They've loaned out more money than even exists in the world, but they continue to operate. It makes no sense.
How nice it is if I'm a bank, you want a loan, and I create that loan on the computer. I create that money and I say, listen, there's your money, and you are now slave to that bank for the rest of your life. It is unreal. And the banks, they basically are the insurance companies. They use that, they pay the lawmakers to make a law to force you to have insurance so that they can protect their loans from and their liquid assets and their profit and their bottom line. So if you really want to get back and change the world, you've got to act, and you've got to get involved, and you've got to get your hands dirty. If you don't do that, you're just an outsider looking in. It's time to go on the inside and start looking out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, do you have anything else you'd like to add in closing?
Rick, I think we covered everything. Go on the site, subscribe. You'll go on our mailing list. And Amanda wants to say something. Yes, Amanda. Wanneer? 14th of October is the pre-sale date.
Oh yeah.
Go and register and take part in the ICO. From my side, I can assure you this is not a scam. I'm thinking every day. I'm thinking I might be crazy getting involved in this because at the moment I've got a comfortable life. My house is paid. I've got a swimming pool. At the moment I'm fine, but someone needs to do it. Someone needs to put a face on a system that's going to change the world, and it might as well be me. So, support us, and you'll see that I will not disappoint you. I will make this a success, and we will launch this. If the ICO is a success, we will launch the system within 4 to 5 months.
Absolutely. That's awesome. It's sometimes you just got to say to yourself, something has to change, and somebody has to step up. And if it's not going to be me, then who? And so,
yes.
And sometimes you just have to you have to have the guts. You gotta have the will and the determination just to take that first step.
And people will follow. And looking at our subscriptions, people are following us. People are joining. We haven't got a lot of members in America, not yet. I think that will change. But we've got a lot of interest in places like Sweden, Germany, India. So these guys can see what's going to happen to this coin. And I believe that if you really go and you have a look at the site and you really look at this interview and you look at where we want to go, I think you'll make up your mind and you won't regret your decision that you made.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Okay, guys. I wish you guys
Thanks.
all the best, and I want to thank you once again for your time, and
No, thank you.
we'll definitely be keeping an eye on you, and thank Amanda for me also.
I will. She's sitting here across from me. She's so excited. She's the one that deals with everyone's questions. And, you know, if you want to know anything about the ICO, you'll ask her one question and she'll elaborate so much that when she's finished with you, you'll know everything about the system. So,
That's good.
yeah,
That's good.
she's very excited about the project. And I'm honored to have her by my side.
Great. Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, guys. Take care, and
You as well.
We'll be keeping an eye on you. We'll be watching.
Fine. Thank you.
Thank you,
Rick. Appreciate it.
All right. Take
Cheers,
care.
man.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, guys. So that pretty much covered just about all the information that you could possibly want to know about the launch of the company and the coin and everything that that is coming. We'll just take a quick look just at the website and the coin itself. So here's the main website, We Insure Me. I will put a link for the website down at the bottom. And just like Mr. JP said, you can see that a decentralized crowdfunding insurance platform is a smart platform that will be ever evolving and will allow users to generate a substantial monthly income. Okay, here we are, guys, on the project page. Just kind of a quick overview. It says here, to become the first and best decentralized insurance platform. Now, I have seen something similar to this. It was a Christian site where it's kind of the same concept where everybody pays in, and then whoever has the claim, the money goes out to whoever has the claim. However, they don't do the member controlled system within the company itself. There is somebody that sits at the top, makes the final decision, just like a regular insurance company. But on this one, not only is it decentralized, which is awesome, it's also completely controlled by the members. The members decide who gets paid and who doesn't get paid, and I like that. I really, really do like that. It says to break the hold and market domination that big insurance companies have over the man on the street, and it's absolutely correct. When we look at the big insurance companies, it's really the people that sit at the top and their shareholders. Their concern, okay, is for themselves, to line their own pockets. How much profit can they pull out of it without having to really pay out anything? I mean, they actually hire people to go around to break deals, to find ways to not pay others, especially when it comes to the big payouts, to some of the big payouts for, maybe people who lose their homes or whatever it may be. And it says to put the power in the hands of the people, allowing them to generate an income and allowing the community to handle their own insurance issues. So the community handles the issues of the insurance. They decide who gets paid and who doesn't, and the growth of the company and the direction of the company. Very interesting. WIM token is a meta token created especially for members making use of the We Insure Me platform. The more the token is used, the more value the token will rise, not just making WIM an easy way to transfer value between members, but as solid assets in your cryptocurrency portfolio. And I like the idea of the assessors of actually training the members themselves to assess the damage, to assess the claims, because they have a stake in it. But they also have to look at it as it could be them one day. It could be them sitting there, having somebody else assess them and decide whether they're going to receive their payment. And it does show up on your profile. Each way that you vote, whether you file a claim, the way that you vote on a claim, whether you keep your payments up regularly as far as paying into the project itself, all that's right there. And one day it could be you. So, you have to keep those things in mind as a member so that everybody is treated fairly. The word says treat others better than yourself, and it'll always come back on you. And that's exactly the way that this works right here. I really like this. I like the project. I like the human factor in the whole thing. Okay, here we see the distribution of the tokens. This is one of the first things that I look at is how much is the team itself keeping in 10%, and that's usually the norm. That's the number that you'll see most times when the team has confidence in what they're doing. If you see high numbers, sometimes that can be a red flag. Now, some companies do that for a reason, and some of them are legitimate reasons, and some of them not so legitimate. But when you see roughly about 10%, between 10 and 15% the team is keeping, it means that they have confidence in what they're putting out. They know it's going to grow, and it's not about, taking the coins and waiting for it to get to a certain point, and then they dump all their coins, walk with their money, and sayonara to everybody else. We see 15% on later funding, 10% on marketing. That's usually the norm. 25% for pre-sale. And from what he said, the coin is going to come out at roughly about 5 cents. And then, of course, 40% for the actual sale itself. And as he said, any unsold tokens will be frozen for 10 years, I believe he said. Okay, and as you can see, the token sale starts in 22 days, 21 hours, 31 minutes, and 49 seconds, which is October 14th, 2017. So, okay, guys, that's just a quick overview of the site and everything. I will put a link down there. I think that this is one to definitely look at, guys. This is definitely a long-term hold. This project isn't even set up for a grab and dump, pump and dump, whatever you want to call it. This one is for a long-term hold. The potential in this one is huge, and you can see the passion that's the great thing about these interviews is that you're seeing the people involved, you're seeing the founders. He gave us reasons why he started this. I mean, it's personal with him. It's something that he has a passion for. It is and the human factor. It's the fact that he cares. Okay, that just goes to show that he's going to put everything he's got into this project and see it grow and see it happen. And of course, the only way that that's going to happen is if you and I get involved. If you guys have checked out my channel at all, you can see that I've also started the new aspect of the channel, which is blockchain news, blockchain manipulation news. We'll be talking about the banks. We'll be talking about the manipulation of the blockchain, talking about those who are wanting to come in and censor the blockchain. And you can see the passion within Mr. JP. He's aware of how the banks have destroyed us. The insurance companies are seeking to destroy us, and how they just want to take, and never want to give back ever, because it's all about them. It's all about greed and power. So check out my channel, guys. Send me some emails. Give me some feedback on this and on the rest of the channel, on the other videos. And thank you so much for watching. Take care, guys.